I have found out in the last couple of days for the first time that there are a lot of people who are extremely upset about the operation of the project. Well, I want to find out what they're upset about so that we can find out what the situation is. If you have some complaint that has merit, then let's find out about it. And I know that you're here for that purpose, and I'm disappointed that we don't have sufficient number of members to make a quorum. So I want to go ahead and hear your grievances, if that's all right with you. You don't have to stay. But at least we can sit down and find out what the problem is and see what we can do about it.
Mr. Chairman, I'm still not sure that you don't have a quorum. If you would call the board members up here, would you call them? I mean, the community people are comfortable.
I'm going to ask the secretary to call the roll one more time. Everybody remain standing where you are, and if there are board members who are outside or in the halls, please ask them to come in.
I happen to be by there, and I have some concern about this, how many people we have down there.
I'm going back home because, I feel I may be a little out of step with the project, and probably would be doing better things in private practice.
What do you mean out of step, may I ask?
Well, it occurs to me that up until the black and the brown and the white learn to work together, it's not going to work. And it's not working that way with the project.
Right.
And I'm too old and too proud to put up with it.
In other words, it's not working for the community. Are you saying it's not working for the community? It's just working for a certain segment of the community?
That's a tough question to answer. I'm saying it is generally not working within the staff, and certainly I guess this reflects on the quality of work done for them. One of the problems, on the 20th of next month, there is going to be argued before the Supreme Court of the United States a case with which you're familiar, Register versus Bullock. This is a case that, in effect, allowed the black people to have black legislators in the Texas House. All right, now we are involved in that lawsuit. The lawyers here will understand me when I say that arguing before the Supreme Court is a highly specialized sort of practice. And yet, the project right now is hung up on the proposition of getting, you're going to pardon me, a black lawyer who is not qualified to argue that case just because he is black. Now, I would say the same thing about getting a brown lawyer or a white lawyer. If he is not qualified, this is bad.
It's not written any place that any case is going to be won, regardless of how much evidence that you present before a judge. The judges.
It's your city, not mine. I'm just telling you part of the problem.
Well, how do you know?
If the attorneys are actually qualified
to
argue. I mean, they're not qualified to argue this case. I mean,
because lawyers that I know who are very good lawyers, like Warren Burnett, he comes to mind. When he has something before the Supreme Court, he hires a lawyer who makes that a specialty. And what I'm telling you is that this case is too important to get hung up on color. What you want is the best. I don't care what his color is. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't care if he's black, white, or Mexican, or whatever he is. I think that you should move him out of that place and try to get somebody that is going to help, going to build up and not tear down. We've been tore down too long now, and we're after something that's going to build us up. And so we shouldn't just go on the color. He's right. I think the lawyer is right. He is being honest with us. And if we don't take heed ourselves, he's almost telling us. And if we don't take heed ourselves, we're done. And you can see some things that's really happening down at legal service if you call down there. So now, for yourself, the man is not lying. Let's just don't make him out of line. Let's just be fair with him. Give him a chance. He's being honest. And he's got somebody over him. He's letting you know that he's got somebody over him, and he cannot go above that person.
We felt that this man would face courageously the responsibility to generate innovative legal procedures wherewithal the paradox of poverty in the midst of plenty would be eliminated, and that he would open to everyone the opportunity to live in decency and dignity. but our hopes have been dashed. This man for whom we worked so hard to put in the directorship of Dallas Legal Service Project has operated it in a manner that says to us the poor is expendable, irrelevant to the administration of Dallas Legal Service Project because they are without money and without political power. It is ironic. The man we expected to be the salvation of Dallas Legal Service Project and make it into an agency wherein we could be given a chance to all rights and privileges of the Constitution of our country, that would remove the conditions from our society under which we are forced to live, have exploited us by rhetoric for his own personal interest. The fact of the matter is that we have made a big mistake. Mr. Ranger don't know anything about poverty and the conditions under which we are forced to live. And what's more, he don't care to know about the needs of the poor. He has refused to become involved in the operation of helping in many cases. And I'm going to quote you a few. One, the case of the railroad explosion, car explosion in East Dallas. This case has never been filed. Much was made about it, noise was made about it, but the people in that area will never receive justice. Until Judge Taylor accused him of conflict of interest, the case of single-member districts by target area people had not been filed. It is still hanging in limbo. The case of single-member council districts was not filed until then. We still have lots of progress to be made.